Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video update on the brand new patch notes for Warzone that were released with Season 4, which we've obviously got today. I'm going to go over all of the map updates as well as all of the gun changes and everything. I'm going to try and go for it as concise as possible. But there is quite a bit to cover, to be honest, in this one, so stay strapped in. It's going to be worth listening. I'll make sure that you guys get all the information you need about the upcoming changes that you will see next time you hop into Warzone. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, get notification bells turned on, because we are uploading tons and tons of Season 4 content today. I've got tons of videos on the way. It's going to be great, and we're going to cover everything to do with Season 4, so make sure you subscribe down below for that. And if you do go on to enjoy today's video and find it useful, make sure you hit a like button down below as well, as that really helps me and the video out massively. Other than that, let's jump on with it. So obviously we've got the brand new updates here. You can see we've got the new modes, the new events, the new playlists, etc. And the first thing I'm going to focus on here is actually going to be the map. Now on the map you can see here that we've got red doors have appeared in Verdansk. This is essentially a kind of fast travel system. You go through a red door, it takes you to a secret room which gives you 2 or 3 orange chests, so the golden chests there, that give you a ton of money, ton of rare loot, so obviously you can get a chance to get those golden weapons from it, etc. And it's actually a really cool little thing, but it does take you to a random spot as far as we're aware so far. They might link up further down the line and I will update you guys as soon as we know a bit more about it. But for now it takes you to a random spot on the map in one of these. Up to 12 different stations have so far been identified. And then you can come out of that door. It's locked until someone's gone through the red doors, and they randomly spawn throughout the map. You can go in them, and there's a few set locations there that take you to one of those places. We'll go over that in another video in more depth, so stay tuned for that one, but generally that's the consensus on it so far. Downtown Tower is now under new management. Essentially it's just called Downtown Tower instead of Nakatomi Plaza. New Gulag, which is great for a lot of us. If you're anything like me, you were sick and tired of people hiding in the rose skin, in dark corners in the Gulag. But 2 things on that. The rose skin has been changed. The rose skin is now finally lighter. It's a light grey colour now. It's a lot easier to see, which is brilliant. And we've also got a new brighter Gulag, which is the Hijack remake out of plywood, as it says there. Pretty cool, so hopefully that makes a big difference. We've then also got the new satellite crash POIs added to the game. So we've got the Krovnik farmland right in the middle of some poor farmers' crops. It was one satellite crash. Its fuselage spilt into multiple parts amid the field. So that's one of the new POIs there. Block 18 is another one. Closer to one sleepy village than the salt mines lies another down satellite. Its location leaves it open to operators parachuting down from the radar array. Block 16, which is deep in the Gora riverbed, the airport tower control, a more intact satellite 6 ready to be explored, and Gora Bridge, spanning the Gora River between downtown and Fire Station 12 and the promenade at Fairgrounds. This bridge saw a direct impact from a down satellite, taking a chunk out of its brickwork. So tons of stuff there. You've also got the Pride calling cards for Pride Month added into Warzone and in Cold War as well, which is a really cool little addition there too. Alongside this, we've got some general stuff, so 120Hz support for PS5. Down players who now disconnect will provide kill credit and drop loot instead of just disappearing, which is good. Progression challenges, font challenges, blah, 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 blah. Loads of stuff there, which is cool. Gameplay. New dirt bike. Obviously, this was something we knew was coming. We were all excited for. Brand new thing there, so we got dirt bike. You do get a skin with it on tier 100 of the battle pass as well, so that's pretty cool. Loot spawns across Verdansk have been adjusted, so the C58, the brand new assault rifle, and the MG82, the brand new LMG, can be found in the loot pool. Combat bow has been added to the loot pool. Self-revive spawn rate has been reduced, which is great. In my opinion, it's needed to be reduced for a while. The M19 Black Ops Cold War starter handgun now requires 3 hits to gain bonus finisher damage instead of 2. This change will increase the number of melee hits needed for this weapon to down an enemy at 200 HP by 1. So you're going to need to hit people 3 times off the bat instead of just 2, which is pretty good. Unless they haven't fully plated, but it's really going to be a lot more helpful because it's going to mean a lot less people are going to rush you out instantly. Slightly better for starting. Snapshot grenades reveal distance increase from 1.25 to 2 seconds, and hit enemies are now also revealed to your squad, which is nice. Custom mods have been enabled for Black Ops Cold War weapons. This means that you can save up to 5 custom weapon builds as blueprints. That is something we've wanted for ages. Really, really good. Some thoughts on the specialist token. So here we go. We want exciting items like the specialist token in Warzone. However, the ease and consistency of its acquisition was initially problematic. Ideally, the drop locations are allowed to be chosen dramatically based on several several factors like circle location, infill route, and player preference. When we introduce an exclusive powerful item that can only be obtained at one location, it may have a warping effect on the gameplay that can diminish early game strategy. We would also like to ensure that there is excitement surrounding opening caches or completing contracts no matter where you are on the map. And in order to achieve that, we need to have items that are exceedingly rare but do not have targeted methods of acquisition. We may see the specialist token again, perhaps sooner than you might think, but it will be rebalanced in such a way that it offers neither weapon perks nor drops on death. So essentially, you're going to get the perks from the game, so the actual perks that are in the game, no weapon perks, so you can't get the Modern Warfare weapon perks, and it is already in the game. People have confirmed it to be, once you've gone through the red doors and opened those golden crates, you can get specialist tokens from this, but they no longer drop when you die, so if you die with it, that's it out of the game, no one else can pick that up. So I think that's a good addition. I do like the fact that they've now made these more random drops rather than just in one set location like they said there, which is a great addition, so brilliant. Fixed some dev errors, fixed a ton of other stuff here, but one thing we really want to look at here is the new weapons and the weapon tuning, so I'm going to jump into that because I'm aware this is going to be a quite lengthy video otherwise. Generally what's happened here then, so we've had the new MG82 has been implemented into the game, tier 15 of the battle pass. It is incredible. If you're watching this in the first few days of Season 4 being out, get it on, get it leveled up, and get using it. It's an absolute laser beam. The gun doesn't move when you get the right attachments on. It's got one of the fastest TTKs. If you guys have seen Jagold's video, you will know that this is amazing. Everyone within the next week is going to be rocking this gun, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get nerfed pretty quickly. Probably damage drop-offs are going to be increased, things like that. So try it out while it's OP. Very fun. C58, haven't tried out too much myself. Slower rate of fire, but if you're more accurate, it's supposed to be very good as well, and that is tier 31 of the battle pass. The nail gun, which is a challenge, pretty lengthy challenge. I'm going to go over that in a separate video, so I'll cover that there, but that is also available. We've also seen the baseball bat added in as a melee weapon, and then the OTS 9 SMG and mace will be coming later in the season. Now, obviously you can see on screen here, there is a ton of weapon changes. The Amax has gone down, the Groza's gone up, double, that's important to note. The whichever gun this one is, I believe it's the Scar, has been buffed, XM4 buffed, AMP63 buffed, Ballistic Knives buffed, both of those guns are double buffed, Street Sweeper double nerfed, M82 buffed, Swiss K31 has had an adjustment, we've had the AUG from Modern Warfare double buffed, the Bullfrog adjusted, we've had the KSP buffed, the Milano double buffed, the Bison from Modern Warfare buffed, and the DMR from Black Ops buffed. Ton of stuff to go over, so I'm going to quickly run through what's happened here. So they've got the Amax here, we've got upper torso damage multiplier, decrease 1.2 to 1.1. Essentially, you will need an extra shot to kill if you're not getting the 5 headshots. If you're going for chest shots, it's going to be a little bit more, so you're only going to get the lowest TTK now if you hit 5 headshots in the mix of those 8 to 9 bullets. If you're only hitting chest shots, it's going to be an extra bullet there or an extra limb shot, etc. It's an extra shot to kill essentially on most parts of those kills, which isn't a bad thing. It's still going to keep the weapon very far up because it's only upper torso damage multiplier, so everywhere else kind of remains the same. Headshot damage is still really good on it. It's not going to knock the AMX off too much, but it does give it a little bit more viability to open up to things like the Krieg and other ARs that are doing really well. Groza has had a minimum damage increase from 18 to 23, upper torso damage multiplier and lower torso damage multiplier up from 1.1 to 1.2 and 1.0 to 1.1 respectively. Maximum damage range increased by 12% as well. Going to be really good for sniper supports or as an SMG build, so that's what you're going to want to focus on there. Assault Rifle Golf from Modern Warfare. You've got neck damage multiplier increase from 1 to 1.5 and an upper torso multiplier increase from 1 to 1.2. So again, pretty good. Neck damage tends to be pretty negligible because you're more or less going to get a headshot from the recoil or you're going to get an upper chest shot. Very rare to get those, but the upper torso damage is really nice. XM4 has got a neck damage multiplier increase from 1 to 1.5. Again, essentially extends that head region where you're going to get extra damage, but it's kind of whatever it is. The brand new AMP63 we saw with Season 3 Reloaded, so there's a maximum damage increase from 30 to 33, second damage range increased by 14%, upper torso multiplier increase from 1 to 1.1, and extremities from 0.9 to 1, headshot damage from 1.4 to 1.3, so not quite as good with headshots, but generally overall a lot better. Could be seeing a lot more gameplay now, and especially with those ghost classes as a secondary weapon, this thing is gonna shred, so definitely hop it on as a ghost secondary. and have a bit of fun with it, because it looks like it's going to be very good for a while. Ballistic Knife's also had some changes, but generally we don't use melee weapons in there, so I'm just going to skip past that one. Street Sweeper finally has been nerfed. Maximum damage range decreased by 24, second damage range decreased by 18, third by 7, and move speed decreased by 1. Generally, you've got to be very, very close to get kills with this now. Makes a huge difference and is going to be fantastic for playing Warzone. Sniper rifles, we've seen the Sniper Rifle Charlie have an increased bullet velocity of 7.7. Upper torso 1.1 to 1.25 and lower torso 1 to 1.15. That's the M82. Swiss 31 has had base optic functionality improved and base reticle updated. So a little bit of a change to the scope there. Should hopefully be a lot cleaner now. It looks cleaner from what I've tried so far. But again, I will give you guys an updated reticle sort of thing add on to the build if need be. SMGs, we've seen the Alpha from Modern Warfare, which is the AUG. Upper torso damage 1 to 1.1 and maximum damage range increased by 10. Could see a bit more play now from that gun as well, which is pretty good. Bullfrog, we've had the Iron Sights ADS position adjusted, and these changes should allow for better ADS visibility without optics on the Bullfrog, which is kind of nice actually. It was a little bit clunky before, so we should see a good change there. We've also seen the KSP maximum damage range increased by 16.6% and extremity multiplier increased from a 0.9 to a 1.0, so a little bit better there for the damage range, and extremities multiplier, a little bit more damage overall, but still not going to be too competitive, I don't think, there, unfortunately. And the Milano, we've seen a huge buff to, I'm not going to go through all of those. Basically, we've had a whole host of damage buffs. Again, fire rate doesn't quite bring it up to competitive level, unfortunately, though. We might see a bit more gameplay with it. We'll have to see what goes on throughout the season, but if it does become mainstream, I will give you guys a class for it, because it can be decent in some situations, so maybe we'll see it more. SMG Echo from MW, we've seen a maximum damage increase from 34 to 35, and extremities from 0.9 to a 1. And we've also seen the DMR, which is interesting, recoil magnitude decreased. So we could see a bit of a rise in the DMR. Now, a lot of people are getting back onto it at the end of Season 3 Reloaded, so we could see a bit of a rise in the DMR coming back into Warzone, so stay tuned for that one. Now, we've also had a huge change to the attachments here as well. Barrels is the main thing that's changed this season, so we've had a kind of overhaul again to more attachments, making these a bit more balanced, which is nice. Combat Recon for snipers, we've seen bullet velocity increases across the board on each and every Black Ops Cold War sniper. We've also seen the range of barrel on assault rifles increases bullet velocity, increases vertical recoil, and increases hip spread. So if you are wanting to get that range of bullet velocity, you're going to get a few more negatives now. You're also going to see the takedown barrel for ARs is going to increase effective range, increase horizontal recoil, and increase hip spread. We're also going to then see the reinforced heavy and match grade for ARs and LMGs, increase bullet velocity by 25%, which is good. Increase damage range by 17.5, again good. Horizontal recoil down by 7.5, vertical recoil down by 7.5, ADS move speed decrease by 10, decrease the sprint speed by 2.5, decrease ADS speed by 3, and increases hip spread by 25%. So overall, they've done a big change there, to be honest, but it's still going to be a very good barrel to run. Task Force Spetnaz RPK / CMV Mil-Spec for assault rifles LMGs. Bullet velocity up by 50, effective damage range up by 35, increase the horizontal recoil by 15, vertical recoil by 15, decrease the ADS movement speed by 20%, decrease the sprint bit by 5%, decrease the ADS speed by 6%, and increase the hip spread by 30%. So big overhaul there. Still overall going to be probably mostly worth using for that 50% bullet velocity, 35% damage range, horizontal recoil, and vertical recoil. You can kind of get rid of it with a grip, so it's just going to be the other factors, which is kind of annoying, and it's not really going to make the Task Force barrel very usable for SMGs, particularly with the increased hip spread. So we're probably going to see a bit more reinforced heavy usage there, but we'll have to see what happens as we go along. Maybe we're going to see some very different builds because of that. But I'll keep you guys informed with the best classes. I'll do a video on that over the next coming day or two, just to let you know what the actual best classes now are with all these barrel changes, because we're going to see hip spread from the reinforced, hip spread from the Task Force. We're probably going to want to switch it up a bit, so stay tuned for those. Make sure you've got notifications on so you don't miss them out. We've also seen changes to the optics. We've just basically seen a few shifts there. On the barrels, aim and stability, we've got increases, and then we've seen operator changes. Obviously, I told you guys about the rose skin at the top, so increased visibility there. And that's pretty much it. So, ton of stuff to cover. About 15-minute worth of video here. So, apologies for it being a bit of a ramble video. I've just tried to get through it as quick as possible, so you guys have got all the information that you need for Warzone Season 4. If you found this video useful, make sure you drop a like and let me know in the comments. I really appreciate support on this video. It's taken me a while to read through it all and kind of get you guys up to speed. So, Hopefully you have enjoyed and found it useful. If you also want to see more Season 4 content, including Warzone class setups, Cold War class setups, everything to do with all of the different updates we've had, the red door system, the new POIs, all of that is going to be covered on the channel, so make sure you subscribe with notification bells on for all of that. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.